bit.
broader, yeah.
Yeah, so because we wanted to be universal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here with Matt Kibbee, and he's going to talk about libertarianism and its trends. So, nice to talk to you again, Matt.
Yes.
What is I'm sorry. What is that you would like to tell us about the libertarian movement and its trends?
So the trend in American society and even global society is the decentralization that's been created by the internet, by social media, by people that have far more choices and an ability to get information on their own. I think that has fueled this so-called libertarian moment that we're seeing, not just here at CPAC, but across the globe. And it has a lot to do with the fact that you don't get your news from one source. It's not Walter Cronkite. You don't get your economics from one source, your high school or college professor. You can self-educate. And if you look at Students for Liberty or Young Americans for Liberty or the Ron Paul movement, the Rand Paul movement, these are all young people that got information outside of the old top-down structures. In this decentralized world, Liberty should do quite well because that is our model.
So the free market is working its magic in the media category as it does in every category. Finally.
In the realm of ideas, I remember when I was a kid, I heard a lecture from Israel Kirzner, the Austrian economist, and he believed that good ideas would float to the top, so to speak. And I never believed that in politics. You don't see that in political marketplaces. I think the internet might change that. I think there's an ability for busy people with limited access to insider access to get that information on their own today in a way that they couldn't when information was spread through books and even talk radio.
So just like products and services in the free market, the best products, the best services prevail ultimately when there's free competition and when the consumers can exercise their judgment as to which product or service is better. And that's what we need in our political sphere, right?
Very much so. I've been reading the new leftist literature on the sharing economy, and it's about Uber and Lyft and Airbnb and all of these apps that disintermediate the link between services and providers and consumers. And they think that somehow this undermines capitalism, but all it does is it radically democratizes capitalism so that everybody is aggressively pursuing brutal efficiencies. I have an empty seat in my car and I would like to give somebody a ride and make some money, and it turns me into a capitalist for the first time. I think that sort of breaks down the old traditional left-right perception of socialism versus capitalism and allows a lot of people to have a lot of choices. It turns out that choice is a good thing. One of the criticisms of old free market capitalism is that people couldn't handle choice. Tell that to a 22-year-old today.
So capitalism gives, in the market of ideas, it gives the truth a better chance because ultimately the falsehoods are challenged by the truths, and maybe not immediately, but sooner or later the truth should prevail.
I think so. And you think about Hayek's understanding of how knowledge is disseminated in society, how we all have that personal knowledge of time and place. We know more about our families than our neighbors do. And how through sorting that stuff out through human action, we get to a smarter understanding of what's actually going on in the world. The internet just turbocharges that whole process. And yes, there's a lot of chaos on the internet, and there's a lot of things that aren't true on the internet, but that's true in life. There's so much to sort out. I think this is that moment where our ideas can compete in the marketplace, and the caveat would be we better get used to a different world. We have to embrace this, what I call beautiful chaos, understand social media, understand that our audience is now millions and millions and millions of people, not tens of thousands, not those couple dozens of libertarians that I was meeting when I was a kid.
So freedom, which is based on a moral principle of respecting the individual judgment of each person because they have the dignity of a human being and we should respect their judgment, that moral principle is quite practical. So when you apply it to society and in general, then you have tremendous prosperity and advances.
Yeah, that's why we say freedom works. But I think what's different today, the challenge for us, is those of us that haven't read Hayek and Mises and don't understand the literature of classical liberalism, how do we translate those ideas into practical values that make sense to people that are new to the freedom philosophy? That to me is an interesting project, and it's one we should all embrace.
So you've chosen the best name possible that integrates the moral and the practical, and we want to congratulate you on your work that you've done and the choice of name of your organization. It's right on point. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.